Hi there. I'm Tracy Luca Huger. I'm the Director of Partnership Networks with Mentor Canada, and I've been asked to provide you with a presentation today on career mentoring. Thrilled to be able to offer you some information about mentoring and about career mentoring. And at Mentor Canada, we are very much focused on raising the profile of mentoring and increasing mentoring opportunities for young people across our country. We're not only wanting to increase opportunities, but we're also wanting to increase the quality of the mentoring experiences that we are offering young people. So I'm thrilled to be with you today. This is being recorded, and in our new virtual space, I'm hoping to make this as interactive as possible. I hope that you will enjoy your time with me, and let's get started. I've entitled this presentation, Career Mentoring, Building a Network of Supports. When I think about mentoring, and certainly career mentoring, that is what I'm thinking about, is building a whole network, building up social capital, and looking at making connections with people that maybe have walked in a path before you, and people that you can build out and build connection with that may not be in your circle of supports at this point in time, but certainly can be as you move forward. So, what is mentoring? What does that mean to you? And when you think about the word mentoring, what first pops into your head? Often people speak about a guide or somebody that they look up to, or a role model, that it's a back and forth and a serve and return relationship. And so let's explore where mentoring started and what that means. So it has a long history. The character mentor actually appears in the Greek myth, the Odyssey. And it's told by the poet Homer. I'm not going to walk through the entire story with you, but I encourage you to take a read and to gain a better understanding of the history of mentoring and the title mentor. What I find most interesting, though, is that through this story, the individual was asked to keep somebody safe, to help that young man grow. And more than anything, it's about being a trusted advisor, somebody that is going to walk alongside, somebody who can be a friend, a teacher, a wise person. And like I previously said, often it's about being identified as a role model. So when we look at mentoring today, I really believe that it's about offering guidance and support, but it's about sharing in a journey and walking alongside somebody, helping them to see their own potential that they may not see on their own. So if you could be mentored by anyone, who would you pick? Maybe you can jot that down. And then I want you to think about what are the characteristics of that person and why you chose them. Often, there's some real deep meaning about why somebody has earned a title of mentor, but more than anything, why you would want to be mentored by that individual. And so, what makes a good mentor? Often, people say that they are a good listener, that they're there when you need them, that they're a fun person, that they are enjoyable to be around, that they're a guide, that they're going to help you to set and achieve goals, that they motivate and encourage you, that they're a coach, that they're going to work on skill building and build up your confidence, and also that they're a role model, that they're somebody that is looked up to. Some other traits of mentors are that they have an interpersonal work, that they're engaging, that they're social, and that they're invested and present in the relationship, that they're self aware, and they're aware of you, that they're aware of the individual that they're mentoring, and that they're actually listening, that they're there, they're present, that they're trustworthy, they're dependable, they show up when they say they're going to, that they have unconditional positive regard. So that doesn't mean that they're not going to challenge you, but that they are going to appreciate who you are, and that they're going to look to some positive opportunities for you, even if some of the circumstances are challenging. That they're respectful of values, that they're respectful of your family, and that they're respectful of the community that you come from, that they're good natured, that they have a sense of humor, that they can laugh at themselves. Life is a journey, and we've all made mistakes, and we make mistakes every day. So that they're able to look back and see some humor in some of the struggles that they've had in their own past, but also be able to look towards the future. that mentors have high expectations, that they want you to be everything that you can possibly be. But it's not about perfection, that they're going to support you through choice making, and that they're going to support you as well when things don't go well. Or when you haven't necessarily achieved the level or a goal that you want to. They're going to dust you off, pick you up, and walk alongside for you to reset. So, career mentoring, our approach, and very much we believe that all young people will be successful if they have a relationship that is supporting them to achieve their academic, career, and life goals. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be just one individual, but how are we building up and how are we providing access for young people to career opportunities, but also to have those career discussions? So why? Why a career mentor? And what's the importance and the benefits of having a career mentoring experience? Well, first of all, like I spoke about, it's about expanding your professional network, that you get an inside perspective to a possible career or into a corporation or private sector business, that you get to actually understand and have perspective from somebody who's in the job, who's traveled down that career journey, someone to help you to prepare for your career, that they will prep you in interviews, that they'll help you with a resume, that they will have really great discussions with you about what career options are, what is the future of work, and if you're looking at a specific sector, what are the possibilities? They're going to have knowledge about new career pathways, like I just said. So, what's the future of work in a specific industry or within a certain setting, like New Brunswick? What are the career pathways available to you? And how can you really leverage those to make the most of what your interests are? Help you to build your confidence, right? They will practice interviews with you. They will help you to write your resume, maybe build a LinkedIn profile, make that first phone call to a recruiter or to inquire. I think that those are really important things, because part of walking through that door and looking at a career is having some confidence that, yeah, you're going to be nervous, but that I can do this and that I'm really interested in it. And that career mentoring is going to help you to understand what skills you need to develop. So, what skills are you bringing to the table already in your journey? What would be the education that you would need around it or the certification? And then, what other skills will help to make you an ideal candidate and be successful in that career pathway? So, I like to think about your world as through the connections that you have and how you can build up those connections. One of the most important things any of us can ever have is have a door open for us. Not that someone's going to get us the job, but that they know somebody or that they can open a door for us to have a conversation. And so Jim Rohn likes to speak about that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So I want you to think about that. Who are the people that you're spending time with? And so write that down. Who are 5 people that you spend most of your time with? Now, if you're in high school, I know that you're spending a lot of time with peers as well, and maybe some time with your teachers as well. But I want you to think about that. And who are those 5 people? So, who are the power 5 people in your life? Do you have a coach? Is there the star, somebody you aspire to be like? Is there a librarian, somebody that's going to keep you organized and help you to methodically think about things? The connector, somebody that knows somebody and is well connected to open those doors, bridge social connections for you and social settings for you. And then the teammate. Do you have a peer and somebody who's going to cheer you on and be there and walk alongside with you? So I encourage you also to look at some of the work of Dr. Markham, because he speaks about the power 5 and that we should always have the power 5 in our life. And so I don't want you to feel discouraged if you don't have the power 5, because that's part of what career mentoring is about as well, is how are you going to build out your web of supports and how are you going to leverage networking? And if you get the opportunity to be assigned with a career mentor, or if you have the opportunity to choose one, who are those people that you're making connections with? And who are those individuals in your power 5 or your power 2 or 3 that could link you to one other person in that power 5 and to build out your network? Like I said, part of career mentoring is opening the door or making a connection. If you have an interest in a certain career and somebody knows an individual that's in that career. It's about making that link for you to open that door to a conversation. Connection is the energy that's created between two people when they feel seen, heard, and valued, when they can give and receive without judgment. And Brené Brown has done some wonderful writing around this. And for me, making those career connections or mentoring relationships is about that energy that we create between mentor and mentee. And it's not always about the mentor knowing more. It's about that relationship and that synergy that you can build together. It's about being able to be authentic, be honest, have a safe space where you can speak about your vulnerabilities or maybe about some of your fears about a career, or work on that confidence building in those relationships so that you can go down the right pathway and build on some of that confidence for yourself. That synergy between mentors and young leaders equals career opportunities and pathways. And so again, this is about building a connection. That relationship starts as a connection. And whether a program or an opportunity has created that connection for you, or whether you've sought out that mentor on your own, it's about starting that connection. And then about being curious, right? Are you curious about a career? Are you curious about that individual and their life and what's led them down their career pathway? And then how are you going to get clarity? And through that relationship and through those discussions and being curious together in a career mentoring relationship, you'll gain, I guarantee, some clarity about a career pathway or an interest, or maybe even discover and seek some clarity on a new opportunity and pathway that you hadn't even thought about for yourself. So I need to think about, here's some questions for you to consider when you're choosing a mentor or when you're first meeting a career mentor. How do you make that connection? And bringing courage to the table is an important one. And I think that it would be interesting for you to think about, what are your goals, right? What are your career goals, but also what are your goals around this mentoring relationship? What would you like to achieve by the end of it? What are your needs? What are you needing from this individual who's stepping forward to be a mentor, or that you're going to seek out as a mentor? What are you needing? What new skills do you want to learn about? What opportunities would you like to experience? What's your style, right? Are you somebody that's more introverted? Are you somebody more extroverted? And so how do you approach relationships? And I think that that's really important as you're launching a mentoring relationship. What are your values? What do you value at the end of the day? And I think that those are really important places to have conversations and to launch your relationship. What is your offer? What are you offering? So I know when we enter mentoring relationships, and as a young person, you're wanting to seek guidance potentially and learn more about a career. But what are you offering? What are you going to offer as far as a young person and a young leader coming to the table in this relationship? Because relationships are about two people. It's a give and take, and it's about that interaction and that play off of one another. So what are you bringing? And I want you to think about that, because that's an important piece. And then what are you curious about? What are you curious about in a career? What are you curious about in the future? What are you curious about around opportunities in New Brunswick that could keep you in your province and allow you really to leverage your skills and your interests? So I want you to think about curiosity, because that's a really important piece about building a career mentoring relationship. So if you had a blank thank you note, who would you write it to? And who is that individual? And why would you want to thank them? I want you to think about what they've done and the role that they've played in your world, because those are important things as well for you to think about. Those are interesting pieces to think about when you've had a relationship and what someone has brought to the table. And so it can be it can be nervous when you first enter into a mentoring relationship, when you first met somebody for the first time, and okay, now they're here, they're right in front of me. And certainly today, given our virtual realm, that is going to play even a different role and create more barriers. So I want you to self-reflect on what you're bringing to the table, what your values are, but also what your personality is, right? What your style is. And so there is a personality quiz that you can take online. It allows you to really look at 16 different personality traits, different styles, differences in communication. And this is also a really interesting tool. It's free and it's of no cost that you can also do with your mentor. So it's a nice way for each of you to go on your own, complete this tool, and then come back and compare it. Or you can do it together online. But it really allows you to see where there's commonality, where there's difference, but also how that balances out if there's differences. Because sometimes having somebody who's not the same personality as you can bring out other strengths in yourself and opportunities as well. So I encourage you as you launch in mentoring relationships to think about that as well. I know there's been lots of talk probably in your life about SMART goals. And part of the mentoring relationship is about building off goals and to have some clarity and to share in goal setting, but also how that mentor can support you both in your career goals, but also in some general goals leading up to career identification and different career pathways. So I like to think about fast goals versus SMART goals. And the reason why is because we know that goals, the more you speak about them, that they become reality. And if you're not really talking about your goals and putting them into action, then they're actually just wishes. And so talk about them, frequently discuss your goals with your mentor. It allows for that mentor then to give you guidance, keeps individuals focused. It allows you then to really process it and to come to a different place of understanding. The goal should be ambitious, right? But not too difficult that you can't achieve it. And I think that that's really important for you to think about as well. And for your mentor to help to guide you around, okay, if you've got an ambitious goal, that's good. And then let's break it down around your career goal and how you can get there. What are the steps you need to take? Needs to be specific, can't be general. Someday I might like to travel the world. That's not very specific. But if you can start to hone in on metrics and measuring your goal, how you'll know that you're making progress, your career mentor can help you to clarify that. They can also help you to course correct and to maybe break it down a little bit further if it's a challenging or more ambitious goal. That it should be transparent, right? It's about who you are now and not necessarily having pressure, but how are you leveraging opportunities to get engaged and to work towards that goal? And I think that that's really important. So I encourage you to also take a look at fast goals because it's about frequently discussing them, having ambitious but not too difficult goals, that they're specific and that you can articulate them and that they're transparent, that you're putting it out there, that this is my goal. And that's a wonderful piece with mentors, is that it allows you to put it out there. If you're not quite confident yet to put it out to the rest of the world, it's a really great safe training ground for you to work through that career goal and to at least create some clarity around it. How do you build and manage your mentoring relationship? Well, it's a relationship. So just like your friendships and your relationships with others in your life, it takes nurturing. You're not always going to get along. You're not always going to see things eye to eye, but how do you work through that? How do you work together? It's about creating a balance between teaching, connecting, and learning. And when I say about teaching, it's also about your mentor learning about your generation and what's of interest to you too. So there's a back and forth teaching. And when we work with mentors, we often hear as well that they are getting just as much, if not more, out of that relationship with you. And they hope that you're getting as much as they are. Connecting, right? Building that synergy. How do you build that connection and then leverage new connections from that mentor as well? And that you're learning about yourself, learning about a career pathway, learning about opportunities. Be solution focused, right? If you're going to hit barriers and you're going to hit intersections in the road. And so, how do you work with your mentor to look at solutions and be able to bridge on that? Be transparent about what you want and what you need, right? You are an equal party in that mentoring relationships, and certainly from a career mentoring relationship, you need to be clear about what you want and what you need. If a mentor isn't supporting you the way that you need to be able to share that as well with them to say, like, this is really what I need. I know we want to talk about this, but I really just need help in building my resume right now. Or I really need help in understanding if this career is a possibility and what I need to do to get there and what you want, right? This is all about your time to build yourself, and that mentor is going to walk alongside and assist you in that journey, but also just be present in that journey together. Mentoring relationships are powerful in that they broaden perspectives, they increase opportunities, and they strengthen communities for everybody. So that's important for you to think about because it is about broadening your perspective, certainly in a career realm. It's about increasing opportunities for you to look at the career that you're interested in, to look at the future of work, to realize new opportunities that you may never have thought are possible within a sector. And then to strengthen communities, how do you build up your own community? And can you then pick up the phone or send a text message and be able to have somebody that you can connect with, that you can debrief a job interview with, or who can work alongside with you to look at a post-secondary application or a certification program? It really does allow our communities to come together. And so with that, career mentoring really does allow those opportunities for you to bridge and look at possibilities for your future. This 15 minutes has gone by super fast. There will be a resource page that I'm going to provide for you as well. Assuming that through your program and through your course that they will provide that through your online learning. But what I also want to put out to you is that at Mentor Canada, we offer an online mentor orientation. So this will also be an opportunity for you to attend an orientation free. You'll get a certificate of completion. Thank you for attending this presentation, even though it was in a virtual realm. And I hope that you enjoyed it, that you got some benefit out of it. If you have any questions, please just reach out to me. You have my email address. I would be happy to support your mentoring journey. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.